Hello beginner players. I'm going to give you 10 guitar tips to help you get started on the guitar. See this old guitar here? This was my grandfather's guitar. It was the very first guitar that was given to me, and I used to play this all the time. I haven't played it in years. I thought it was interesting. I pulled it down for this video and I played an A minor. I have not tuned this guitar in years, and listen to that. Hey, that's not bad for sitting there all dusty, haven't been picked up in a long time. So anyways, I wanted to use this guitar for the video because it's special to me. Let's get started. The first tip we're going to look at is practicing regularly. Consistent practice is the key to improving your guitar playing. Set aside a dedicated time each day to practice and work on your skills. Well, you say, I can't practice. I can't dedicate a time to practice every single day. That's okay. Practice when you can. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, even if it's just for 2 minutes, it's better than nothing. Your brain will work on learning things, even if you put just a little bit of information in there. So try to practice regularly, even if it's not perfect. The next thing we see is to learn proper technique. Focus on building good habits from the beginning. This is important because when I started out, I just did whatever, and I ended up completely whacking myself out. 3 months of guitar, banjo really, playing was just wasted. So what I needed to do, I had to go back and I had to pay attention to my hand placement, finger positioning, pick control when I was playing the guitar. That might be what you need to do. So what you need to focus on is playing efficiently and with accuracy, okay, building good habits. And some people will say that'll actually help avoid injury when you're playing as well. So learn proper technique. The third thing that we see is to start slow and let the speed increase naturally with muscle memory. Learning a new piece of technique or a new song, it can be very frustrating sometimes if we try to jump up to where we think we should be as opposed to where our brain is. Slow tempo, that's where we start. Gradually increasing the speed as you become more comfortable. This approach really is going to help you build accuracy and muscle memory if you start out slow. The next thing we see is to use a metronome. Practice with a metronome to improve your timing and develop a solid sense of rhythm. This is so overlooked with beginners because they don't need it. They can just feel the rhythm and go. No, you need a metronome. You must have a metronome. Well, I say must have a metronome. Some people never use a metronome and they're great, but it's very important to have one. And even the greats like Tommy Emmanuel will say, use a metronome when you start out. Start at a slow tempo, and gradually increase the speed as you progress. The fifth thing we see is to learn music theory. Understanding music theory is going to enhance our overall understanding of music. Now, you can play by ear and that's great, but learning scales and chords and progressions will be invaluable. This knowledge is going to enable you to analyze songs, look at the chord progressions that you see, and then improvise on those chord progressions. It'll also help you compose your own work. So we want to learn some music theory. The sixth thing that we see is to study different genres and styles. Explore different musical genres out there to broaden your musical vocabulary, I guess you could say. Learning different techniques and playing different styles is going to make you a more versatile guitarist. And that's very important, not just to do the same thing over and over and over again. We want to try different things, think outside of the box some. The seventh thing we see is to play with others. Seek opportunities to play with other musicians. Now, you live way out in Podunk Holler and you can't do that. That's totally fine. Perhaps you could play along with someone online or find out what key a music video is being played in or something on YouTube, and you can jam along with that. But there's something about jamming along with friends, joining a band, which not a lot of people do really when you think about it, but it can improve your ability to listen, adapt, and then collaborate. You don't have to join a band. Just get together with some friends. They get their guitar, someone has a banjo, a fiddle, or a piano or a keyboard. Just try to make some music. It's a great way to learn from others and develop your own musicality. The eighth thing that we see is to record yourself. Use recording devices or software to capture your playing. And then the important thing here is to listen back to your recordings. This is going to help you identify the areas that need improvement as you track your progress over time. So recording yourself, as scary as it may be, is very important, because then you can listen to yourself and you can hear those mistakes, find your weaknesses and what you need to work on. The ninth thing we see is to set specific goals. Define clear and attainable goals for your guitar playing, whether it's learning a particular song or mastering a technique, or even just getting halfway good at that technique, or improving on your improvisational skills. Setting goals will give you a direction and a motivation as you move forward. Even if it's the smallest goal, the most insignificant goal, it's still important to have goals, because when you reach those, that's what keeps you going. That's what gives you that extra motivation, is to reach the next goal. The 10th and last thing that we see is to enjoy the process. Learning the guitar is a journey that requires extreme patience and insane dedication at times. And we have to remember to have fun and enjoy that process of learning and making music. This guitar was given to me, like I said, by my grandfather. This is what I learned to play the guitar on. This is what I learned this art on, is this wonderful old Mitchell guitar here. Now remember, everyone learns at their own pace. So be patient and persistent in your practice. Enjoy the process. Celebrate your achievements. Do not compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to you. And what you'll do is, before you know it, a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 years will go by, and you'll be able to play whatever you want to play on the guitar. And instead of sitting down and going, well, I'm not as good as them, no, don't worry about that. You play what you want to play. You practice what you want to practice. You study what you want to study. And then you play the music that you want to play. Enjoy the process. Celebrate your achievements. And you'll have a great time playing this wonderful instrument. Hey, thanks for hanging around with me and checking out these 10 tips to get better on the guitar. Keep playing, and God bless.